Namaste everyone, and welcome to the Anchor to Light meditation. So before we start, let's ask for divine blessing, shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sri Mahaguji Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith, and so it is. All right, so let's see. If you didn't join me this morning, I just have a short recap, but you should go back and watch it. I went in detail about the three minds. I'll just give a quick synopsis so you have some context on what we're going to do tonight. All right? So, oftentimes people say, oh, we have to practice mindfulness. What people don't realize, there has to be a proper syntax. You have to first realize you're not the mind before you practice mindfulness properly. Otherwise, that's why we have people keep struggling about practicing mindfulness. Let me just get this. All right. So that's why the title I had this morning was, are you mindful or are you mindless? Now, when I say mindless, of course, most people think mindless is like, you're nuts. Okay. What I meant by mindless is the syntax or the sequence is to first realize that you are not the mind. The mind is just the instrument of the I, the spiritual self, okay? So you first have to be mindless, like you realize you're not the mind, then come back and pick up the mind and use it to get to what you want, okay? So it's just like first removing certain outfits. Look at it, oh, okay, put it aside, I'm not this outfit. And then after you're done, you go, oh, I'm going to this special event. I need to look formal. Okay, I'll pick up this one. Then you go, wait, I'm going to a certain event where it's going to be outdoors. I don't really wear my suit and my tie and everything. Okay, let me wear this other one, which is shorts and t-shirt. Right? Or you're going to go to a very, very formal event. Well, okay, I've never worn one, but okay, let's say you're a guy, you need to wear your tuxedo. Okay, you wear that one. But after you're done, what do? You have to take it off. Right? That's a rough metaphor, but essentially it's to understand that these three minds are yours to use. They belong to you, but they are not you. So let me just go through it very quickly. First is the animalistic mind, or what is oftentimes called the instinctive mind, your instincts. Okay, this has to do with survival. Understand this is, what are your basic needs? Food, sleep, okay, which is part of rest. Anything that's pleasurable, something that you need to survive with, right? Part of that is the needs of the body. Now you also have the needs of the emotions, to be loved, to be given attention. So this bag of feelings and thoughts that help you survive, or part of your survival instinct, is part of your instinctive or animalistic mind. It's important, okay? Then you have the intellectual mind. The intellectual mind is, as you study, as your mental faculty becomes more advanced, like, if you compare the human being to an animal, no matter how advanced the animal is, you cannot teach the animal, say, okay, read this for me, okay, process that information and give me your synopsis or your conclusion. Right? So what differentiates a human being with an animal is the ability to take information, differentiate good and bad, right and wrong, see contrast, and make a certain conclusion. That's part of your intellect. So as you go through education, as we go through educational system, you're able to take many different subjects and be able to see the breadth and the depth of that particular subject. And then from there, when you're having a life experience, you can use that intellectual mind to process this situation so you'll make a right decision. So that's the intellectual mind. Okay? It's important. It's a tool that you use, but it is not the I. It's not you. You're using it. Okay? It's just like I'm using a machine to process data. I'm using a certain machine to process feelings. You get the idea? So you have this instinctive mind, which encompasses all the feelings and thoughts related to survival. Then you have the intellectual mind, which actually, it's not just mental faculty, it also has feelings, because oftentimes, the example I always use is, okay, you said, oh, I want that beautiful car. And what do most people do? Okay, a lot of this has to do with guys. Women don't do this, as far as I was told. Okay, after you buy a car, it's already in your garage, right? You pay a lot of money for it. What do? You look at websites. Oh yeah, that car is super fast. It's good horsepower. It's got good reliability and all that stuff, right? You start reading up on it. What for? It's already in your house. You already got what you want. Your emotional body already got satisfied. But your intellect had to go back and rationalize it. So the two work together. So that's the intellectual mind. Okay? Now, from there, you have the spiritual mind or the intuitive mind. The intuitive mind is connected to the next floor. So you just imagine the animalistic mind takes care of the lower floor in the building, and the next floor is the intellectual mind. After that is the spiritual mind. You go up in frequency. So as a human being evolves from caveman to saint, you're developing these three minds. So the spiritual mind is very, very important because it allows you to understand, to have an experience of what those higher worlds are like. Otherwise, you won't be able to process it. For example, you will notice that when you're doing meditation, you see lights. You feel this sense of floating. You feel like you're expanding, that you're connected to everything. You're observing it, you're feeling it, but you have no clue what the heck it is. So the intellectual mind cannot grasp it because it's like a different language. So you need the intuitive mind to have a direct understanding, a direct knowing of what it is. You need all three minds. And as a person develops spiritually, well, let's start from caveman, right? As the human race evolves, it is moving through these three minds. However, here's the part that's very important. No matter how important these three minds are, those minds are still not the I. Even you might think, oh, the intuitive mind. I sense a oneness with God, oneness with all, and so on and so on. That's great. That's wonderful. But it's still not the I, because when you're experiencing those things, oh, I sense this love, I sense this joy, I sense this connection. Now watch. At some point, if you were to step back and observe it, I was experiencing this sense of connection, oneness, expansion, right? Now, obviously, those experiences is not the I, because you are observing it and examining all those sensations. So, the examiner is examining this experience and saying, oh wow, that was a great meditation. I experienced a sense of oneness. So the sense of oneness is actually what happened where the I was using a certain machine to be able to register those sensations. So even the intuitive mind, as expansive, as blissful as it is, it's still not the I. You see, most of humanity, as we said earlier, if you were in the morning talk, let me put it another way. The general public, and I know that's generalizing, general public, that are not yet, let's just say, serious about the spiritual practice or are not yet aware of it, most live through the animalistic mind. And then as they get educated, they learn more, they understand more, then the animalistic mind and the intuitive mind kind of merges, like there's an overlap. Okay? Now, that's why if you want to get the public to do what you want, whether in politics, whether in medicine, whether education, whatever it is you want to do, what do you do first? Threaten their livelihood. Isn't it? You want to get somebody to do something? Threaten their livelihood. Everything goes out the window. Sense of logic, sense of this and that, what is right, what is wrong, start becoming rationalized because why? They're using the animalistic mind because they have to survive. So, like, whatever. Get the idea? So, that's what politicians would do. That's what, media, social media, that's what they're appealing to, the animalistic mind. If you don't get to observe it, you become a victim to it. It runs your life. Because yeah, man, the economy is like this, so you start worrying about your money. And then before they go, there's certain rights of male, female, transgender, this and that. So all of that is appealing to what? The animalistic mind. So all they gotta do is poke that a little bit, and that animalistic turns on. So what happens? The intellectual mind and the spiritual mind take a back seat. And what do you have? Mass chaos. Sounds familiar? So that's why it's so important to say, wait. When somebody insults me and they say, oh yeah, I'll make something up. Let's say, oh yeah, you're ugly, or you don't make enough money, or you're a bad person. Stuff like that are personal attacks, right? So what happens? It's not your intellectual mind that responds. It's your survival mind, your instinctive mind, your animalistic mind that responds. You go, oh yeah, I'll prove to you I'm not, like that. If it's your spiritual mind, you would say, you must be in pain to be talking like that. Who talks like that? Nobody does, right? Very few. If you do that, man, you're a saint. Because most people, what gets triggered is the animalistic mind. However, here's the secret. If you're able to do your meditation properly and be able to observe the animalistic mind, the intellectual mind, and the spiritual and intuitive mind are all not the I, guess what happens? You get to observe, you get to decide how to respond. And if you've been with me in the 7-day purification for Westhoff, isn't that the central theme? Because when you get to understand that you're not the body, not the emotion, the thoughts, you're not the mind, because the mind is actually composed of the sensations of the chakras, the energy bodies, the emotional body, physical bodies, and the mental bodies. These are all the data that it gathers. That's what you perceive as the mind. But in reality, it can be chopped down into many different sections. Regardless of what it is still the I using the mind. Get the point? So once you get to extract yourself from it, you get to observe it. You get to observe, yeah, I noticed that when I meet certain people, if they talk a certain way, I start noticing something gets triggered, I start responding this way. Very interesting. So what happens is, as you get to observe, you get to regulate. Because if you can't observe, you cannot decide what is the proper thing to do or not. So to observe is to start, like what the Buddha said, right viewpoint. In order to do that, you have to extract yourself and observe. Haven't you noticed when you see two people arguing and fighting? You get to sit there to be oh yeah, he said this wrong, she said this right, da, 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 da. You get to sit there and then make all the great judgments. But when you're in it, what happens? Right? Same thing. Why do lawyers who are being tried need a lawyer sit next to them? They're already an expert in law. They need another person who is what? Objective. Objective means be able to show or to be able to exhibit right viewpoint. Now here's the best news of all. When you do your meditation on a regular basis, and you're able to extract yourself from the body, the emotions, thoughts, the different minds, you get to be able to observe them, then you get to control them. So, to repeat what I said this morning, again, please go back to the video this morning. We spent over 35-40 minutes talking about it. It's as simple as this. You first have to remove the influence of the instinctive or the animalistic mind, the the intellectual mind and the intuitive mind, be able to pull yourself out of it, know who you really are, the I, your true essence, then go back and pick up the intuitive mind, the intellectual mind, and the animalistic mind, and be able to use them in this earthly journey. Because without that, they control you. They control us. Haven't you noticed? If we mess up, we screw up. There's the saying, hindsight is 20/20. You get to look back. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this instead. I can't believe it. All of us have it. Regret, and that's the beauty. I know a lot of people say, oh, regret, remorse is not good. I don't know about you, but I would ignore those people. You know, people say, "Oh, I live with no regrets." Then you're bound to screw up again. Regret is important with the right dosage because it allows you to look back, observe it, hopefully objectively, realize and admit the mistakes we made so we can course correct. Because you realize at that time, my animalistic mind took over. I got pissed off, I slapped that guy. Right? So next time that happens, or that person shows up, or whoever tries to trigger me, I will realize that I'm not this animalistic mind. This person is in pain, and that's why he talks like that and he acts like that. So now you're using intellectual mind, right? You're trying to understand it now. And then from there, you use the intuitive mind, the spiritual mind. You go, this person is in pain. How can I make him better? Do I do a healing on him? Do I share him, ask him if he's all right? Show massive compassion? Guess what you're doing? Instead of charging in using your three minds, especially the animalistic mind, to go, oh yeah, you're a jerk too. You're able to step back. Let's see what's going on. Very interesting. Then at some point, you get to be who you really are because you get to control what you do with these three instruments. So, in summary, before we do our meditation, these three minds belong to you. They belong to you. It means they're not you. Did you hear the words? They belong. This cup belongs to me. So I will use it the way I see fit. That alone for a lot of people is a breakthrough. That means you are not your pain. You are not your screw-ups. You're not even your victories. Do you realize that? Oh man, no, that's mine. That's it. See, right there and then, guess what happened? You got enmeshed again and woven into either the intellectual mind or the animistic mind. That's why it's so important to be able to differentiate whatever good, whatever pleasant, unpleasant that happens in our life is a phenomena. The soul is on a journey, and in this journey, the soul will have many different experiences. All these experiences are basically phenomena that the soul gets to observe, evaluate, and act upon. That's it. Very simple. Now, the more we remind ourselves of this, the more we will be able to practice it when the situation happens. If you just hear it once, and next time you study it again, think about it, it's 10 years from now. In between, guaranteed, life happens, and before you know it, one of the three minds, and usually, guess which one takes control? The animalistic mind. That one is the one that is most subconscious. Because that's also the one that controls your body's breathing, your blood pumping. I know there's a technical term for it, but I don't know what it is, but who cares? So the idea is, these three minds, you have to first disidentify in order to be able to come back and control them. So when you do our affirmation, like Master Cho taught us, I'm not the body, not the emotion, not the thoughts, I'm the soul. Remember? That's basically saying, body, emotions, and thoughts have their own tendencies. They have their own minds, which is basically a combination of these three minds. I'm not any of these. That's why if you study Arhatic Yoga, if you study Achieving Oneness with the Higher Soul, his affirmation goes, I'm not the body, I'm not the emotion, I'm not the thoughts. I'm not even the mind. The mind is just the instrument of the soul. Ta-da! When he says mind, he's taking the entire basket. The mind, which comprises the three minds, is just my instrument. Do you realize how empowering that is? That means I control it, it doesn't control me. There's only one drawback for some of you. There's one excuse we cannot use anymore. I can't help it. That's out the window. You cannot help self-mastery and then at the same time say, I couldn't help it. She pissed me off, so I screamed at her. Those two cannot coexist. So your standard will have to go higher. If you can't handle it, turn this off now. because knowing it forces you to change. You understand what I just said? Before, we can say ignorance is wisdom. I didn't know. Isn't it? So, by the simple experimentation, after we're done with the meditation, you just try for the next half hour. Don't even have to be a whole hour, a day, or whatever. Next 30 minutes, as you go about your business, whether you're going to dinner, you're going to go into work, whatever, you're interacting with certain people, try to be always in the background observing. True, you're talking to someone, but also observe the words that come out of your mouth. Observe when they tell you something, what is your initial sensation or feeling. Just observe. You'll be shocked like, wow, is that how I sound? Is that what comes out of my mouth when this person? No wonder every time I talk to this person, he or she gets irritated with me. Or you notice, when I talk to someone I love, I notice that the words coming out of my mouth, the facial expressions I use are like this. When somebody pisses me off, these are the words I use, this is the tone, this is my facial expression. Very interesting. Right there and there, you have yourself a breakthrough. You don't have to travel the Himalayas. Go study with a great saint to do this. It is already within you. Now, if you want to do that, that's great. I personally love going to Bhutan when this COVID thing is gone. That's one of the few places I really want to go to. But the point is, you are looking for something that is already in you. It's always been there. The I, the spiritual self. Now, this thing about self-esteem, let me just touch upon it very quickly, because I know it's a touchy subject, and I know some of you are very sensitive, so I have to use my intellectual mind and my intuitive mind to tread gently. Otherwise, my animalistic mind will use my mouth to say things that's too direct, and some of you might start crying. Do you see the action? So a lot of times people say the self-esteem that a person has is basically a sum total of thought forms and emotional forms that is substantially part of the instinctive mind and the intellectual mind. Very little of it is the intuitive mind. That's why our self-worth is oftentimes tied to our accomplishments, to what we do, what people have done to us, said to us in the past. All of those are just sum total of these reactions. So one of the ways to get rid of low self-esteem is to stand back, like extract yourself from the animalistic mind, the intellectual mind, and really observe it. Why does this offend me when this person said this? Because when they say that, it's demeaning. Very interesting, demeaning. So when they say demeaning, that means it comes across they're looking down on me. I'm not smart enough, not rich enough, not pretty enough, not handsome enough. I've not accomplished as much as they do. So why do I feel bad about it? Because my survival mind feels threatened. So if you go, well, all right. So here's the solution. Next time this person insults me and says something that is demeaning, I just say, okay, that is your opinion, not mine. Guess what you just did? You just held the animalistic mind. You behave. You use the intellectual mind to understand it, and use the intuitive mind to what? To rise above it and transcend. Done. So they can insult you. Like, you can look at them like, are you done? The only thing is they get more pissed off because you're not reacting. I don't know about you, but who likes drama? Oh, sorry. Some people do. I like drama in movies, not in my life. Drama is basically like, it's great to just watch it. Interesting. Kapow! Okay. So it's interesting when you look at a person who's pissed off and angry, you get to observe him. Wow, he's really upset, huh? He really lost control over his instinctive mind. Well, if he doesn't change that, he's going to keep suffering because he will generate negative karma He'll plant bad seeds, then he'll harvest all these bad fruits. He's going to suffer more. Too bad. Right? So that's your intellectual mind. And then part of you, when you say it's too bad, you go, I wish he would stop that for his sake. So he will learn, so he will stop suffering. Guess what happened? Your intuitive mind, your spiritual mind, now start to say, I think the best thing to do is to show compassion to this person, because the reason he's nasty is because he's suffering. The entire time, you are the director, moving the emotion, the instinctive mind, the animalistic mind, the intellectual mind, and spiritual mind. The I is in control. That is that. How's that for an application? Now, there's only one slight side effect. That side effect is sometimes people find you cold, and sometimes people find you that like you're not engaged. So, that said, then you have to turn on your emotional body, which is part of it is in the animalistic mind, and part of it is the intellectual mind, part of it is in the spiritual mind, and then just use your heart chakra, turn it on a little bit, so that your facial expression, the words that come out of your mouth, and how you act will project this loving energy. I know what you guys are saying. That's so robotic. You're right. But I have inner peace. Do you? Or you like chaos? You decide. Shall we? To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, thank you for all the blessings. To my teacher, Master Chokhok Sui, Mahaguji Mailing, all the great spiritual teachers, Holy Master, and Holy Master Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, spiritual helpers, thank you for your immense blessings. Thank you in full faith, so be it. Tap your heart chakra with your left hand, tap your crown, put your hand like this. Visualize the earth in front of you. Be aware of your heart, be aware of your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful pink light. And just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one, our spirits are one. There is only oneness. Project love to the entire earth. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow unconditional love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. To whoever I've hurt, in however way I've hurt you, I humbly ask for your forgiveness. I've learned from my mistakes. Thank you. And I also forgive myself. To all who have hurt me, we are all children of God. We are all growing and evolving. And evolution involves time, process, and a lot of stupid mistakes. I had my share of them and learned from them, so can you. You are all completely forgiven. Go in peace. I release you. May you be blessed with inner peace and inner healing, and may you also spiritually grow. Namaste, so be it. Cut. Continue blessing the earth with beautiful pink light. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. On the forefront in the news these days is the suffering of the people in India, in Brazil, and other parts of the world where there are a lot of COVID cases and people are really in dire need of help. In addition to the physical help we give them through our tithes or offering and donations, let's project lots of beautiful healing light to all of them. May all of them be blessed with God's peace, love, and especially hope and faith for a better tomorrow. So be it. Bless them with hope and with faith and a better life. So be it. So be it. Where there's darkness, let me sow light. Darkness is the absence of spiritual light. The ignorance of one's true nature, the I, the spiritual self. May all be blessed with realization of who they are, a being of light. So be it. And where there's sadness, let me sow a tremendous amount of joy. Be aware of your heart and your hands. Just say, our hearts are one, our souls are one. May all be blessed with peace, with love, with the spirit of forgiveness, with hope and with faith, with light and joy. So be it. So be it. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your heart. Take a deep breath. Be aware of your crown. Exhale. Stay there. Just be aware of your crown. Our souls are one. Our spirits are one. There's only oneness. Be aware of your crown in your hands. Fill the earth with golden light. First, bless your family with golden light. Let that golden light spread to your relatives, your friends, the people you work with. Let that golden light keep spreading to the city, the state, the country, the surrounding areas, and let it envelop the entire world. From the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being. May every person, every being on earth be blessed with love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace and inner healing. So be it. Just flood the earth with so much golden light. Flood every family member with golden light. May they be blessed with peace, with love, and with kindness. So be it. From the heart of God, may all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. So be it. So be it. Now, be aware of your heart and your crown simultaneously. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Flood the earth with golden light, even brighter than before. Just say, our souls are one, our spirits are one. From the center of the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being in the higher worlds, middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let all sentient beings in every dimension, every direction above and below, be blessed with God's unconditional love and kindness. Let all be blessed with inner peace, inner healing, and at this time for many physical healing and financial healing, as well as emotional healing. If you know someone who's going through any of those, fill them with golden light. Visualize their life turning around and getting better and better. So be it. From the center of the heart of God, may all be blessed with goodwill and the willingness to do good. So be it. May all be blessed without exception. So be it, and so it is. Fill the earth with golden light. May all beings be blessed without exception. So be it. Now put your hands down. Keep your tongue on your palate. Keep your eyes closed. Imagine a beautiful golden sun, a golden star just floating above your head. Be aware of the love within your heart. Send a stream of love from your heart up to the crown and into that golden star, that golden sun. And stay there. Be still. You are a droplet of light in that ocean of light. Be still and listen. Allow your awareness to gently and naturally drift deeper and deeper into that golden ocean of light. That is your true nature, a being of spiritual light, having an earthly experience. Remember who you are. a spark from the divine flame. Om. Be still. You are the I within. Go deeper within to your center. You are the center of your consciousness. You are the center of your circumference. You are the center of your universe. From this center, you perceive the physical world, the emotional world, the mental world, and the spiritual world. That is the real I. Maintain that awareness of your true self. If your mind gets distracted, just go back to the I and observe what these thoughts and feelings are. Just observe it. I generated those. Interesting. But those are not me. So just be still. That's how you handle creations of the minds. Just observe them and say, I created those, but they're not me. Be still. Go deeper within and realize the power you have, the love that you have, the intelligence and wisdom that is yours. Be still. Just silently say, I am that. Let go. In this pure state of being, when you come back from the meditation, you'll put on your spiritual mind, your intellectual mind, and your animalistic mind. Just like putting a shirt on, putting clothing on, using it to what you need it for. It's like a tool, like an instrument that belongs to you, that you temporarily set aside to remember who you really are. And when you come back, you'll pick them up and use them as needed. Just be still and know who you are. The I within. Go deeper into your center. Deeper into your center. find that spark, which is part of the divine flame that we came from. Be still. Gently, very slowly, move your fingers, move your toes. Very gently and slowly come back to your body. Remember, you're coming back to your body. Your emotional body, mental body, physical body. Just like sliding back in. It's like putting a glove on. Putting clothes on. That's all. It's your human suit. Layers of them. Now raise your hands. Visualize the earth in front of you. Let's release excess energy, but let's start with releasing this beautiful, loving, golden energy to people we care about. Fill them all with golden light. May all of them be blessed with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. May all of them be blessed. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your feet and the base of your spine, and your hands project golden light downwards into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it, and so it is. Just flood the earth with golden light. So be it. Alright, let's give thanks to the Divine Supreme One, Divine Father, Mother. Thank you to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. We thank you for these immense blessings. Personally, to my beloved and respected teacher, Master Chua Kok Sui Mahaguji Mailing, thank you for immense blessings in full faith. So it is. Okay? That meditation was short. It was only 12 minutes. But you see, it could be as short as 10 seconds. If you know who you really are, those 10 seconds don't mean anything. And you can carry it with you. That sense of knowingness, who you really are, after meditation. That's that. So for some of you who want to know more, this year we're coming out with the I Am project. This is just a small portion of it. As they say, stay tuned. Alright, so when you're done, you get up and do your exercises. Make sure the body can absorb all that spiritual energy. Leave your comments if you like. The ones in Instagram, for whatever reason, it disappears. So I only see part of it. So if you don't mind, just rewrite, copy, paste, whatever you typed in. So I get to see if you guys are okay, if you're still conscious, you passed out, or whatever. Alright, we will see you Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. for Anchor Light Meditation. And remember, a lot of people need help there. We do our part in service and blessing, meditation, all that. But a lot of them need something very material. So there are many charities out there that help India, Brazil, and other parts of the world who are going through massive medical crisis. So it's good to say, I'll pray for you. That's good and great and wonderful. And it's important. But remember the two types of monks. One that sits and meditates and blasts the village with lots of spiritual energy. And the other type of monk that go down and actually serve the people. We get to do both. We might not be able to go to those places and probably not safe. But we can do it indirectly through our resources, our money, our connections, whatever it is. I know of one person that has been touched by it so much that he actually put together a conglomerate of people that sends, I don't know how many millions of dollars worth of oxygen tanks, oxygen, things, machine that create oxygen from the air, ventilators and all that to India. So he didn't just sit there, oh, God bless you. Nope. He moved his ass, which is very, very important. Okay? Service is yin and yang. Yin is the form, yang is the energy. We have to do both. So I'm not going to tell you who to give to. Look it up. There's so many of them. Just one of the places I go to is Charity Navigator, and make sure that they're not, using a big portion of that money to pay for the the CEO's, Rolls Royce. Right? I mean, they're entitled to be paid and paid well because they're doing important work. But you can look at it. There are places that do the work and they manage their money properly. All right, that's that. Namaste, everyone. We will see you Wednesday morning. Take good care.